right, so up next for our review is this, The Cat in the Box. At first I was like, what are they talking about, cat in the box? And then I realized Schrodinger's cat.
Very good. Schrodinger's cat. It's actually called a quantum trick-taking game, and that quantum means the states always change. That's what Schrodinger was talking about with his cat. What does that have to do with the trick-taking game? The cards. The suit of the cards is not set. You get to set the suit, whether it's red, blue, yellow, or green. You get to set the suit when you play it. And if you play a green 4, no one else can play a green 4 because you played it.
I was teaching this to my mom and my brother, and I was trying to explain to my mom that all the cards are black, right? Except there's a little splash of color on the cards, and so she kept thinking, because there's a little splash of color and the color's different on all the different cards, that was that the yellow? Is it yellow? And I was like, Mom, you get to choose what color you want. And at first, honestly, when I first heard about this game, I thought, man, this is going to be confusing. How do you keep track of everything? I was fascinated because it has that little puzzly thing that I like. And I like trick-taking games. And then once someone explained it to me, I said, oh, well, that's easy. So we're going to play around real fast so that you kind of get the idea to see if it's your cup of tea.
All right, so I'll start. I've got a 9, and I'm like, you know what? I want a yellow 9. So I'm going to take my token, and I'm going to put it on the yellow 9. And then, like all trick-taking games, you need to follow suit. Well, so this guy's got a 2, so he's going to put his little atom on the yellow 2. And then this guy's got an 8, and he's going to put his little planet on the 8.
And so I have a 6. Now, I can, of course, just say I have a yellow 6, but I wouldn't win the trick. And I have bid 1. And if this was, say, the last round, right, because you get a handful of cards, and I haven't taken a trick yet, I need to make my bid. So instead, I'm going to do this. I'm going to say, sorry, I don't have any yellows, but I do have a red 6. Now, the reason why I want to call that out as red is because red is the trump suit. So my little measly 6 is going to beat that 9 because it's trump. You know how that works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say I have no more yellow left. And as you see right here, I have a little dot on each of the different colors. So I take this one off of the yellow and say I have no yellow. That means for the rest of the game, if it wasn't the last card, I can't put anything as yellow. I cannot say, oh, this is a yellow 1. It's too late. I've already said I don't have that suit. So I put my little thing on the red 6. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to collect the trick because I won. Everybody else played yellow. I played the trump. Hooray! Let's pretend that was it. Everybody's got whatever. That was the last card. Usually it doesn't end that way. We'll explain in a minute how it usually ends. And then we count up our points. So I said 1 and I got 1 trick. So I'm going to get a point for every trick I made. Now, if I said 1 and I got 4 tricks, I would make 4 points because you get 1 point for every trick you made. So why bother trying to get your bid? Because you get the bonus. Now, this is great. And this is what I love about this game. I haven't seen this in other trick-taking games. You are making a little pattern on the board. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't make a pattern. You're just trying to be the guy that doesn't cause the paradox, which we'll explain in a bit. But if you can make a pattern, what's going to happen, and you get your bid, you're going to get the bonus points. Now, for instance, on here, if you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of my dots, my little tokens, all connected, up, down, left, right, but not diagonally. But because they're all connected, I'm going to get bonus points. So I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more points. This guy won't count.
Plus the 1 that he got for his trick.
So 7.
So now me, I bid 3. If I got 3 tricks, then I get those 3 points plus 1, 2, 3. So I would have a total of 6. This one and this one don't count because they're not in that one because they're not part of the thing. But if I had bid, say, 3 and I only got 2 tricks, I would not get those bonus points.
So here's how you can also end the game, not with the last card, But what's going to happen is, in fact, I've never seen it happen with
Yeah.
just the last card. It's always the paradox.
So let's say that wasn't the last round. This is the last round, and I have a 7. I have to play a 7, but I go to play my set. All the 7s have already been played. What? How does that happen? Well, it happens because there are 5 sets of cards. So 1 through 9, there are 5 sets of cards. There's always an extra card. So if you can't play your card, or if, let's say, you had all I have is blue left and there's no blue 7, that's a paradox. I can't play, so that's it. That's the end of the game. I caused the paradox. And because I caused the paradox, all those tricks that I won, instead of adding 1 point each, I get subtracted 1 point each.
So I've played the game where people have wound up with negative points. In fact, I've wound up numerous times with negative points. It's not a very high scoring game, right? If you get double digits, chances are you might be the winner.
Yeah. The highest score I think I've seen when I played this game was about 14 points.
Right. Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I've seen numerous times where it's negative points or 1 or 2 points, and that's it, the whole thing. So you play a variety of different rounds. With each turn, somebody gets to be the lead off. Whoever wins the trick then starts the next one. So let's say it was me and I wanted to play the 7 and there was no more spots. I would cause the paradox. Well, if I caused the paradox, even though I got my 1 and I had all these bonus points, I couldn't claim them. I would lose 1 point. Thank goodness I wouldn't lose the bonus points.
That'd be horrible.
That would be mean.
Negative bonus.
All right, so basically that's it in a nutshell how to play. Let's talk about what we thought. Your thoughts?
I thought this was a great game. This was a great trick-taking game. It's not hard. If you've played any trick-taking game, you know 95% of the rules of this game. And this actually was my son's very first trick-taking game. And it took him a little bit to figure it out, but after that, he really enjoyed it. I like it a lot because it's no more difficult to play, but it's a lot more strategic. Do I play a trump? Do I, play my piece to connect to get the bonus points?
Yeah, let's talk about that, because I find when I'm playing this game, I'm just trying not to cause the paradox. That's my biggest concern. I don't necessarily try to connect my pieces as best as possible, because this is amazing to have this 6.
We set this up. This was not actually,
Usually if you can get 3, maybe 4 extra points because they're connected, that's great, right? You get a whole stack of cards at the very beginning and you get to throw one away. You usually throw away the one that you have the most of, because that's probably what's going to cause the paradox. If you have 5 1s, you have a card that will cause the paradox. I don't know if I throw that one away though, because if I have 5 1s, I'm not going to give you a 1 because you're going to take one of my spots. So I might keep the 1s, knowing full well that somebody else has got to cause this paradox before I do, right? I don't know.
I think that would be a bad strategy, but regardless,
it's a brilliant strategy.
I don't want to hold a card that I know I can't play.
Because I have no control of you playing that 1, and then that.
But I don't get it once you discard it.
Oh, that's right. That's dumb. Never mind. I was thinking a different game.
But anyway, this is a really fun game, and there's a lot more strategy in it than rather just most trick-taking games. There's a little bit of luck, actually a lot of luck in the cards that you draw, and then a little bit of strategy. When do I play what? When do I break suit? That kind of thing.
This is easily in my top 3 trick-taking games. Now, I've played a lot of cards growing up. My dad really liked Up and Down the River, some people call it. We used to call it Poop on Your Neighbor. And it's basically you're bidding on how many tricks you're going to take, and if you get it, then you win, right? So that's still up there. Maybe that's nostalgia. Skull King.
Skull King is a very
right?
good trick-taking.
I love Skull King.
I would put this on the same
craziness.
Yes,
yeah,
on the
definitely.
same. I would definitely put this.
Those are my top 3, and Cat in the Box. That's why I'm going to rate this game 8.5 out of 10 stars. Right, for trick-taking games, it's in my top 3, so I would rate it a 9, just for trick-taking. For as far as a game, for me to want to sit down and play a game, It plays fast, less than
Yeah.
20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
So,
I,
yeah.
I would totally, out of games in general, it's a simple game, it's a quick game. I definitely put this at an 8. Out of trick-taking games, probably a 9. Because it's an excellent, you'd be hard pressed to find a better trick-taking game than this one.
Yeah, it's good. I'd recommend buying it. Full price.
And as a nerd, I appreciate the sciencey quantum Schrodinger references and all the little atoms and stuff on the pieces. So,
And I will agree. He is a nerd.
all right. Well, so thanks for watching.